We head up, people are getting ready to travel during the holidays, and Gabrielle Culmer is a frequent flyer and a travel pro. She's also an author. She's written Easing Distractions. She has lived, studied, and worked in New York City, Paris, London, and Nassau, so she knows a little something about traveling, the ins and outs of travel. And she joins us here this morning on WSBA. Gabrielle, great to have you on the show. Good morning. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you, and good morning, and thank you for having me.
Well, and people can check you out at GabrielleFCulmer.com and find out how versatile you are. You have a lot of really neat things that you do. But we wanted to talk a little bit with Thanksgiving and the holidays coming up and Christmas and, all around the world, there's holidays everywhere. What are some of the kinds of rookie mistakes that people will make, especially new travelers going out there? You're kind of a seasoned traveler. You know what it's like. But for rookies going out there for the first time, you get all excited, and then you make these mistakes. What are some of the rookie mistakes they make?
Well, I think that, first of all, you have to really plan ahead of time to avoid any of the stress at the airport or on the road. So know exactly which days are the best days to travel, whether it's early in the morning or, on a Monday or Tuesday, which is better. Also, a lot of luggage, so try to travel lightly and just only take the essentials with you. And also the weather. Always know what's going to be happening over the next 7 days.
Yeah, that's just smart, common sense stuff. What does it mean to be a responsible traveler? Is that kind of a redundant thing off the first question, or is there something different there in being a responsible traveler?
Well, I think also you have to think about the safety issues involved and also the local communities where you're going. So if you want to go to, an event that caters to a certain charity, by all means be responsible and try to help out the local area, which will also have a good impact on the environment.
What are some of the biggest mistakes that people make, from your vantage point and your experience?
Well, I think carrying too much, having too many valuables, in plain sight. Also, revealing too much about your trip because you're obviously excited and you're with people and they're also on the trip as well. So there might be someone else overhearing your discussion. And try not to divulge too much information about your personal background.
I often, walk through an airport or something like that, and I'll think, how widespread are people who are kind of looking at you at the airport or setting you up or thinking about some kind of illegal thing they're going to do? How widespread is that? Do we have any idea at all? Do you have any idea?
Well, not particularly, because it's very difficult to tell, but I think just try to remain safe and just do the things that I've advised, and also try not to, leave your equipment out, and also use some of the USB ports because there are hackers who can come through on your computer as well online. So it's very widespread. It might not even be in the airport itself.
Wow. I just saw something the other day about credit cards. If you're carrying your credit cards, they talk about putting aluminum foil around the ends of that, and then hackers can't get into your credit cards if you're putting them into certain places. It's amazing anymore, Gabrielle, when you think about it, all the things we have to do because people are right at our figurative front door out there waiting to get in, right?
Yes, exactly. So you just have to be very careful, especially online and posting simultaneously. Maybe wait a few days or hours after you've left an area, you've left an environment, so that you can post, to your family and friends.
Well, the other part of it, too, it would seem to me, if you're posting, hey, by the way, I went on vacation, and someone looks up your address and goes, robs your place while you're on vacation, there you go. I mean, that's part of it, too, right?
Definitely. Try to just be as discreet as possible, and, probably even sometimes you can post a photograph, in your house that you're still there. So it's very, there are certain ways to get around it.
Have you ever had any, firsthand things happen to you that kind of said to you, you know what? I got to pay some attention to this. So, when you were traveling, any specific things that ever happened?
Well, I can't really think of anything specifically offhand, but I know you have to really be careful about, being followed, getting into the right taxis, regulated taxis and drivers, and trying to plan your routes from the airport to the hotel or wherever you're going to go, because you might, get taken in a different place, and something else could happen to you.
Right.
So just just the general safety issues that you have to really think about, and also your valuables and your credit cards.
You talked about questions that you should probably never answer at the airport. What are some of those questions that you should never, ever answer?
Well, also checking in at hotels as well. So things like your social, you don't have to reveal that. If you're a female, your maiden name, that's not necessary to tell anybody. And also your address, where you work, where you're going, to someone general, like where your plans and where you're staying on your trip. So, and also try to keep your luggage tags, sort of like that may have your address on it. Try to keep those in a safe place. When
you look at travel right now during the holidays, are there any special things that you'd think about that maybe people need to pay attention to? You're going to get longer lines, I would imagine. You're going to get you got to be there ahead of time. Further, things that are different for the holidays than are for normal travel.
Well, definitely, because there's always a sense of there are going to be more cancellations for some reason because of the weather. It's not
Sure.
It's the winter, so always think about which days are going to be best to travel. Also, how long it's going to take. Because the roads are going to be more congested, so try to gauge the time from on the roads getting to the airport, and also if you're going in international travel. Usually, there's a 3-hour ahead of time arrival, or if you've, checked in online, slightly less than that. So make time to do these things.
Yeah, that extra time is absolutely paramount, getting there early. And then the other part of it, too, is when you're traveling, knowing a little, if you're traveling internationally, knowing about where you're going to do the customs thing at, right? I know, like, for example, I was in Ireland about 5 weeks ago, something like that. And when we came back, we got on the customs at Ireland, so we didn't have to do it when we got back into Atlanta. So kind of knowing the amount of time it's going to take for that, because that can either be a very long, or if you get there at the right time, a very short process, right?
Precisely. So know exactly. I mean, it's always good to travel, during this time of the year to someplace that's very familiar to you and where you know exactly what to expect. So also do your research so that you can know exactly, especially if you're going abroad, what the requirements are, at the airports and also when you land, and the laws of the land when you land as well.
Now, you can check out Gabrielle at GabrielleFCulmer.com. Or you can also check out her new book, by the way, Easy Distractions. Where can people pick that up, Gabrielle?
We can find it on Amazon and Barnes & Noble, and also at www.arrivebydusk.com.
Gabrielle Culmer with us this morning. Gabrielle, thank you so much, and safe travels during the holidays, okay?
Same to you. Happy holidays.